I'm a Teamster Local 804 member for 27 years. I was hired full-time off the street in package out of 43rd Street at the Beekman Center. I worked for many years at a 43rd Street. I was shop steward for 13 years. I also ran with the 804 strong slate, and we were elected. I was elected vice president and served that term for 3 years and was the interim president in 2018 of September to December. We've accomplished a lot. We were very fortunate to run on this slate and have a contract year. It was a contract year when we were in office. We were fortunate enough to honor the contract in 2019. And also, I was appointed to be on the international contract as well, representing the local. First time in many years that someone out of Local 804 was appointed on the national level representing the members of Local 804. It was a big deal in regards to having a voice at the international level and representing the members here at Local 804. At the same time, we had a very big contract in regards to new classifications, the 22.4 drivers that were introduced. Initially, I wasn't in favor of it, and I still wasn't a fan of it because it was a classification where they took part-timers and gave them an opportunity to become full-time. And the reason why I was opposed to it was that you have a 22.4 hybrid driver doing the same work as a regular package car driver for $6 less. They didn't have protection like a regular package car driver. They also didn't have a certain protection in regards to relief of overtime. The hybrid drivers were drivers that would do the extra work of package car drivers in regards to excessive overtime. They would work initially 4 hours on the inside, 4 hours on the outside, and it was a job that was to relieve excessive overtime. Everyone in our local and across the country was against it, but it was pushed on the national level and it was passed when the majority of the country of UPSers turned it down. I personally felt that it was unacceptable. I had sent letters to the International, Dennis Taylor, informing them that we were opposed to it. And the majority of the locals in the Northeast, especially here in Local 804, were against the national contract and opposed to the 22.4s. Our slate is Local 804 members first. I believe that it's important that the members are first, always and foremost. Our responsibility is to protect the contract, protect our members, keep the members working, their families' benefits as well as important. It's important that we mentor these younger drivers coming up because they're getting away from what I was taught 27 years ago and some of the other guys who have been around and are on the slate for 30, 40 years. It's important that we teach them what the pioneers of Local 804 had taught us, and that is get involved. Come to the general membership meetings. Voting time, election time, the international contract. It's important to get involved because at the end of the day, we need to pass the baton on to the next group of guys. And if we don't do that, then everything that everyone prior to us has established is a waste of time. We're in a trade union. It's important that you come to work. Don't go home. Every time a member goes home, contributions are not made into our pension funds and the health and welfare. It hurts us. It's a trade union because we need to protect the job that we have. Contributions are made on behalf of each member. So we need to protect our members in regards to their local 804's commodities. Just like UPS's packages are their commodities to fill up those trucks, it's our commodity as an officer of this union and a member to get involved, come to work, earn that money, a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. Yes, it's very important to target the younger members of this union. We need to teach them and continue teaching them what it is to come to work, do the job, keep the membership growing. Right now, our membership is about 8,000 members. In the next contract, which is the end of 23 of July 31st, we'll be negotiating a new contract. We want to negotiate new wages. We want protection for the 22-4 hybrid drivers. We want to make sure that not only they have protection, but the next group of guys coming in, that they have something stable, protect the work, grow the business, keep the membership growing, contributions coming in. This is what, as a local, that we need to continue doing. Just like UPS looks 15 years down the line, we need to look 20 years down the line. We need to make sure that the growth of this membership continues. When UPS sits down with us for contract negotiations, we need to make sure that we negotiate good wages, good language, more jobs, more full-time jobs, and also let's not forget the part-timers. The part-timers in Local 804 are a very big asset to us. They are the guys that are on the belt, the ladies as well, they're on the belt, loading the trucks. They are the ones that will determine how your day is. Because if your load is a mess, the part-timers will take pride in loading the car, and hopefully in the next contract, we could get them more benefits, more break times, more sick days. These part-timers have had sick days, 3 or 4 sick days. They need to get 2 more sick days, 5 more minutes of break time. So in the next contract in 2023, in July 31st, when it expires, we look to be those guys, Local 804, Teamsters 804 members first, to negotiate that and get them the opportunity to have a better living. The workers' empowerment is to empower them, to encourage them, to come to work, to give them something to look forward to, giving them an opportunity to become a 22-4 and then become a full-time package driver. It's tough to live on $8 an hour here in New York City, in the suburbs, $15 an hour. They need an opportunity to get a full-time job, to support their families, get a great pension, medical. They need what we need. We all need to be equal and respected, and this is the members first. Making tough decisions in regards to when you're in this position, you are judged, you are looked at, you are the guys in the building on Monday, they're the Monday morning quarterbacks. But when you have to make a tough decision as an officer of this local, you have to think about the members, you have to think about their families, you have to think about the tough decision that will affect not just the one person, but the entire local, the entire 8,000 members that are in this local. So when you make a decision, you must think of the entire local, because what you may agree on in a contract panel case may affect us 20 years from now. I was the vice president and the interim president. You are on 24/7. Your sleepless nights. It's a job, a position that you're concerned with everyone's well-being. You have to protect them, their rights. You have to protect the contract. You have decisions as also a fiduciary trustee on the UPS's pension and 804's pension. You are responsible for a $1.3 billion pension plan, $80 or $100 million medical plan, annuities. You have a lot of decisions to make. And sometimes you have to think outside of the box and think what's best for the betterment of the members and Local 804. I personally handle the stress, go out for a run. I go to the gym. I talk to my wife. I talk to other people. I just get out and try to clear my head. And it is overwhelming at times. It does become very hard mentally. The physical part of the job, it's easy. To me, personally, that's my opinion. You see the package, you put it on the hand truck, you go deliver it. But when you're in this seat representing 8,000 members, it's a mental stress. It's mentally tough. You have to make the right decisions. It's not easy to say, okay, I'm going to do this. But the effect that it has on the local, the institution, which is 804, this is a business we run. This is not a circus. You can't not use the members as a pawn for your personal objectives or your political reasons. We talk about unity. We talk about one union. You must talk the talk, walk the walk. It's easy to judge someone. It's easy to point fingers, but it's hard to walk in those shoes of that officer or business agent that's representing the local, the member. It's a big responsibility. I'm a Teamster. I was hired off the street as a package car driver. I worked at FedEx for 8 years. I worked for the airline catering for another 4 years. I've been delivering in the commercial trucks since 1982. I've been at FedEx as a full-time driver. I know what it's like to roll up my sleeve and get my hands dirty. In 2019 of January, I came back to package right into the trucks. I didn't forget where I came from, because in my heart, will always be a driver, a hard-working Teamster brother. And I know what it's like to be as a driver, and I know what it's like to be a shop steward. I was a shop steward for 13 years. I know what it's like to be the vice president. I know what it's like to be the president, representing 7 centers as the president and vice president. I had responsibilities more than any other representative when I was in office. Never lost a guy. Guys have made decisions and got in trouble. We were able to resolve and reduce the sentence. And we may have had one guy that lost his job at panel because he chose not to take an agreement, reduce time served sentence with 9 discharges. So it's what I learned from my experiences is what you put in is what you get out. It's not an easy task. And you often wonder, why would anyone do this? It's a thankless job. I'm up to the task, and I will always be up to the task. I'm a go-getter. I put 150% into anything I do. And I really care about the members. The members will always be first. The institution, protect the name, protect the brand. This is what we do. We do what we have to do in regards to, you can't go half step. You gotta go 150%. My name is Danny Montalvo, and I will appreciate your support. I would appreciate you get out and vote for our entire slate, 804 members first.